Welcome, welcome. I'm back. I've returned, and it's not been 2 days. Look at me go. We're not we're not just here as I said I was, but I'm 30 minutes late. Oh gosh. Yeah, I had to like clean some dishes and then take my take my dog out as usual. Um what else? I had to do some organizing in my cabinets. Well, in the kitchen cabinets, I have like these plastic. There's like these plastic containers, and these like just a bunch of pots and saucepans that I use that are just in there, and like the Tupperware in there, it's just like all a mess. And I was just, and it's been like that for as long as I lived here. And at that point, I was like, I probably caused it, but like I used that cabinet so many times. I was like up to here. I was like, you know what? I gotta organize this. I can't deal with this anymore. It's driving me insane. But yep, did that. Had a banana and an apple that kind of went right through my stomach, and I didn't want to finish because I was feeling the sickness again, and I do not want to go back to being sick. No, sir. Um, Let me see anything. Hang on. No, we're good. Just gonna. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. All right. So tonight, it's gonna be another another shorter stream. Again, probably like because we're a little bit late. It is gonna last an hour and a half, unfortunately. But tomorrow I'll be live for a longer period of time since I have a day off. So yeah, let's get started. We pretty much left off right where we stand. I didn't have enough time. I didn't have any free time today to get in and like do some touch ups, but hopefully by I want to say tomorrow, I can like do some color. I'll probably do some color. I can do some coloring off stream because tonight we'll probably do another cleanup and then finally get into the line art, and then tomorrow I'll start coloring it. So yeah, or coloring her. I shouldn't be calling my own character it's. It's not. That ain't right. Okay. Um. Yeah, I want a new layer, not a new folder. Um. Rough 3. Someday we'll there we go. Someday it's gonna be it's gonna be only 2 roughs because that's normally what I go for. Get rid of that. Lower the opacity for you. There we go. All right, let's get started. Enough wasting time. We're about what, nearly 10 minutes in. Hold on. I almost forgot. I need my reference of her because I gotta clean up the face. The face is too um I don't know, not much going on, I guess. I'm gonna focus real in on I'm gonna focus real in on her face. No, not that app. This app. I'm opening up my iPad right now to get the reference up. I should probably have it on my screen. But I already have it on the side. my earbuds in. There we go. All right, let's continue. I think it's because like her tiara isn't really that wide. It's more like it's more narrow. Like these little edges here don't go out that far. I think that's the one thing I'm kind of not liking about this. Okay, well then. Screw you. Okay. I'm gonna knock something down. My God. There we go. I'm readjusting my setup so that I don't knock anything over. So yeah, nothing to report for today. Kind of just relax. Kind of just like a relaxing kind of day. I managed to sleep through my alarm again. I think my body is gotten used to sleeping over my alarm clock, which is not ideal. Maybe I should change. I'm thinking about changing the sound it makes for the alarm. Maybe that'll help, because I really need the alarm to work. I've had a lot of days where I didn't have to wake up early, and now I want to get on a schedule where I want to wake up early again. Have to. There we go. Add the little grooves in there. What else? What else happened today? I was So yeah, I woke up to work to go to my job, and then I was preparing for like an interview I was doing with a little one-on-one mentorship, which was pretty good. His name is Brendan Chen. I believe it's Chan. That's his last name. Maybe Chon. I can't remember. Anyway, he's a webtoon creator, comic creator. Very, very talented guy. And I was on a one-on-one with him. Basically, giving me some like professional advice on like the industry and stuff like that. Some questions I had, and it was really good. I think I learned a couple 2-3 things from that interview. Some stuff I think I already knew of, but a little more clear, and I have like a little bit more direction. I don't know if I would go for his mentorship though, because I don't really have the money for even like a casual. I think I do. Well, I do have the money, but I don't make enough. I don't. It wouldn't be. Where's my eraser? That's right. It wouldn't be. It wouldn't be sustainable. For me, is what I'm trying to say. Something have to change if I had to earn more in order to continue. But yeah. So I did that. Then I had to go in again this afternoon. Go back again in my work. Go back into my job again, and it's not really anything special. I just have to like. I'm basically just like I sit at a community center's fitness gym, just watching the gate opening up. And usually around that time, like, no one really shows up, so I just put on a movie. I put on what's it called? Ronisha. Um, Rashomon. Rashomon. It's a another Akira Kurosawa film. I'm gonna just say it. I'm on a Kurosawa binge right now. There's just a bunch of his movies that's just free to watch on YouTube. So I just figured why not watch them, since they're like the go-to like uh film buffs filmography. And I really enjoy. And I'm loving his films. It's very interesting to see like where to find like it's fun where to find like the inspirations from like other directors that looked up to his work. And really cool, surprisingly, how like they hold up by like today's standards. So like in this case with Rashomon is about like a court case that occurs during like the Edo period in Japan, or feudal Japan. I don't know exactly the period it's in, but I got to but yeah, it deals with kind of like the stuff of like what you hear suspects testimonies, and like you can't really, and it's really up to you to like whose story is true. And the film kind of plays with this with the idea of like not everyone, her eyes are too far apart. Not everyone tells the truth even if they want to, or are kind of just like playing it up. Yeah, it's very interesting. I'm still like sitting with it, obviously. So it's just like when so the film begins with this guy, these two Japanese men sitting in this temple that's called Rashomon on the top of it. And they're like just talking. They're talking to each other about like a very horrible story. And this traveler comes in, and he overhears like the two guys talking about how terrible the story is, or like the court case, and he gets all interested. The traveler gets interested in what the two men are talking about. So they go into detail about like this court hearing where one of the men in the temple finds a dead body in the forest, a woman's hat. And does he find, I can't remember if the dagger is still there or not. At least like in the first story he told us, he's like wandering around and he stumbles upon the dead body. So we cut to him describing the events, and then we cut to the second man that's in the temple. He talks about how he sees the two suspects, a married couple, walking along the road. And then we cut to one of the one of the other suspects being captured. He's like a notorious bandit. I can't remember a lot. I can't remember his name specifically, but he's like a very like he's described as like a legendary womanizing bandit. So he goes into his story where he kind of depicts himself as like a very 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 like macho Siri, I didn't say your name. Very like kind of macho, um confident, well not confident, like intimidating outlaw throughout his story. Like he essentially like tricks the couple. Um he he gets he assaults he assaults the woman, and he ties up the husband first. He like tricks him that there's like treasure like uh relics in like a like up in the hills by showing off his by the bandit showing off his sword, looking pretty valuable. But he tricks him and ties him up. And then the the idea is he brings the woman who's like chilling by a river as she waits. He wants to bring the woman over because he wants to prove that he can like uh take his take his girl without trying to kill him. Very very odd very odd decision to do, but he gets her. And the story basically ends with, hey Maurice, excuse me, I'm doing good, glad to hear that you're alive. I was just talking um today today tonight I'm doing like a little I'm finishing up a drawing of of a character from Seimondi, the long form series I'm making concept art for. And yesterday I did like a short stream of doing sketches of her. And tonight it's gonna be a shorter stream. It's gonna be on the shorter end of the stream, but like I'll be ending off in like a little over an hour. But because I was a little bit late and I had to work the closing shift at my job. But tomorrow I'll be back and possibly finishing up and then playing a little game because I got like a day off tomorrow. Yeah. But yeah, how's your day been? How's everyone's day been? Good, good. Yeah, pretty mainly uneventful. Um mine was my mine I had some stuff. I had some stuff going on. Um mainly one thing. I had like a little one-on-one what would you call it? Um mentor like advisory with this guy called Brandon Chun, who's a web comic creator. Did some does some stories, writer for like webtoon series. I went to I paid for I won. Okay, those shoulders don't line up. I paid for a a little one-on-one meeting with him, just to talk about like some advice, some insight on the industry. Uh-oh. I good? Oh, okay. I'm good. My like stream crashed for a sec there. That was scary. I'm gonna change the neck here. That's really cool. Yeah, it was nice. Yeah, it was nice. It lasted for about an hour. We had a pretty nice chat. Got learned some new stuff here and there. Thought some stuff I already knew, but some other good valuable stuff. And then I was just talking about how when I went back to my job again for the late night shift, I was watching a movie called Rashomon or Rashan. I always pronounce this. I always forget. Oh no, Rashomon. Yeah. Because the job I work at, it's basically just like working on just watching like just operating the gate for like in the door for like a fitness center. So and this during the time, no one really kind of shows up during that period, so I can just like kind of do stuff on my own, which I did some work that I wanted to get done today, and then I threw on Rashomon. It's a Akira Kurosawa film that it's about like a court case. It's about like a court case that revolves around a murder in feudal Japan, and it's basically about like these three of the three of the participants during this crime tell their own story, tell their version of the stories, and it plays around with the idea of like the people not being like their stories not being completely trustworthy. And it kind of pegs you this question of like, are there like truly like decent people who will tell the truth, or no matter how much we tell the truth, we will ultimately lie about it. Really interesting. I'm still trying to process my thoughts on it, and then write about it once I by tomorrow. But yeah, cool movie. Old, by the way, like made in like the 1950s. I am basically on a binge of Kurosawa films because there's a bunch of films that are just free to watch on YouTube. So I'm just taking this opportunity just to watch them. There we go. Yeah, so you weren't here yesterday, so I guess I'll mention that this character, she's a princess from the clan in the clan she lives in, or she's a part of. No, no, you don't have to apologize. That's fine. Oh, there we go. And I'm basically doing more concept art of her because I only have one drawing of her in like a group photo of her with everyone. So yeah, deselect. So now I'm like drawing up more developing more her design for these first 2 days of the week. Do I want? I think I wanna. There we go. Yeah, the markings kind of like go up where the is it the solar plexus? It's kind of like around where that is, where these lines here cuts off the markings. I should probably. It's a little bigger than. This little centerpiece here is a little bigger than like what I. Yeah, I rather lasso it. Yeah, so tomorrow once I do get this done, and maybe even show it off a little bit, I plan to play a game for tomorrow. Thinking about I can't remember the title of it, but it involves. I'll hopefully be there tomorrow. It'll probably be. It's this game, I don't know what it's called, but it involves like pictures. It involves like taking photos, and the photos are used to like maneuver around the world. It looks interesting. Okay, so if I think if I just and then this should be a little bit. I think my main problem with the anatomy on this was that like it felt too it felt too flat. Okay, I said it. I'm in the point now where like I have to like see the whole thing and like see the whole thing three-dimensionally. Because especially at the angle especially the angle with like the tilt in her head, like she's kind of hunched. She's like hunching her or tilting her head like down a little bit. Oh, I didn't give her like the halo. Excuse me. Oh gosh. Oh, my stomach. I had like an app. I was eating like a little like late night snacks, like a banana and an apple, and like, oh boy, the apple is like not agreeing with my stomach right now. Which I'm not gonna lie, the apple was already kind of looking bad, or like starting to rot. Yeah, I'll take like. I'll be good. I'm sure I'll be good. I didn't really finish it because I didn't want to have another upset stomach like I did this weekend. Let's see. Oh no. Let's see. I gotta like. I always forget what that muscle is called. The one that like connects the shoulder to the neck. I should learn. I gotta like learn my. I gotta learn the vocab of the muscles. I remember I was able to like. The earliest I can remember getting 100%. I don't even know it had a name. Every muscle does have a name. I remember this was years ago back in elementary school, but my gym class, this wasn't necessarily muscles, it was naming all the bones, labeling all the bones on the body. And I got 100 on it. And I felt so proud. I was like, yes! I know all my bones. Now I can't name any of my bones. So it's little stuff like that, like also quizzes like that, and also like when they give you I think in like social studies where they give you like the I forget everything. Me too. That's why you gotta remind yourself in case it ever comes back again, which whatever that will be. I also remember in social studies when they would give you like the map of the U.S. and you have to name all 50 states, and you get 100 for that as well. What if you forget to remind yourself? Um, Remember to remind yourself. Nah, yeah. or in that case, write it on your arm. And if you forget to do that, then write it on your forehead, and then you'll look in your mirror, and then you'll look in the mirror. Let's see. I can't read. Then how are you typing? The weather alert on my phone is going nuts. It's on silent, but I still see it. I forgot a likely story. A likely story. I might make these a little higher up. Excuse me. What else? What else happened? I guess I can talk a little bit more about Rashomon or Rashomon. It was great. It starts out with a traveler coming in from, well, we don't know where he's coming from, but he's like finding shelter in the rain, and he walks in on these two guys just talking about this terrible story, and it's like perked up his interest. So he asks them, it's like, what's the story? And they say it's like a horrible story, and it's basically like a murder, and they go into detail about a murder trial. And one of the men in the temple talked about how he stumbled on a dead body, a woman's hat, I think a dagger, and as well as like a small hat. And he goes to police to report it. Both of the men give like their testimony of like what they witnessed. We see two of the suspects. Well, one suspect and the or witness, and the one that got murdered, which was the husband. The two of them are a married couple. So he tells who they were and where they were going. And then the next person that comes up to mention the incident is one of the prime suspects, which is a captured mountain bandit. I can't remember his name, but he's supposedly this like legendary womanizer and like thief. So he tells his side of the story, that like he like cleverly deceits them. He manages to trick the husband and get him and tie him to a tree trunk. Because his plan is to steal his woman, steal his wife, while not killing him. For I I don't know. He's insane. He's a freak. And then he crazy. He he captures the husband. He goes back to the wife who's like waiting by a river. That's like once he takes the husband alone to kidnap him. Brings her along, shows how he captured her husband, and essentially is like, I defeated your husband. Like, you are mine now. She tries to fight back with the dagger, but he seduces her, or more so assaults her, but in a very like old 1950s way. And the bandit's like, oh, it's like, I did it, I've done it. And now like the stories, and he concludes the story that like the woman, the bride, or the sorry, I shouldn't be saying woman. I shouldn't be saying woman. The woman, the the wife, uh runs up to the bandit on her knees, saying, you two have to fight to the death. I can't. I'd rather die than have fallen for two men. So the bandit's like, all right, unties the husband, and the two of them just duke it out, and it ends with the bandit killing the husband. So that's his story. And then we get the wife's story, which was completely different. Well, not completely. The thing that's different is that after the bandit has his way, he just kind of leaves, and she tries to fight back, but ultimately it's inevitable, and she frees her husband, but her husband is mute. He just like couldn't believe, and like there are some like differences between like her story and the bandit story, because the bandit describes her as like a very fierce woman, as she's literally just trying to stab him, while in the wife story, she's a lot more what's the word, I guess like tries to play it like sympathetically. She's not really fierce at all. She's very they described it as being docile. So she frees her husband. Her husband is just like not saying a word, and she's begging him to say something, and then she passes out, and then she wakes up, and she finds like her dagger in the chest of the husband. I think implying that he took the blade and killed himself. I'm not entirely sure. At first I thought maybe she accidentally like driven the blade into the chest, which as she fainted, which I don't think, because I don't think that's what it was going for, because that honestly sounds ridiculous. So there's that, and then it gets a little, and then they pull like this like really funny, like, I mean, in the time period, I can see why they would do this, but they pull out a spirit medium to make contact with the spirit of the husband and give his side of the story while he's dead. Which, by the way, in between these stories, it goes back to the temple with the two men and the traveler, and the traveler's just laughing at these stories. Um, he doesn't know which one to believe, and he ultimately like doesn't really care because this movie is ultimately about like is about like how people um intentionally want to tell the truth, but deep down deep down they will lie to like make it to for they will lie for their benefits or to make them look good. At least like that's where I think, at least that's what I interpret as of right now. Um so so we get the media so we get the dead husband's perspective through this medium, and um both the both the woman, the wife, god dang it, it's because it says in this movie they call him they call her the woman. ah um uh um but they also they both run off, and I'm going to remind you of the woman every stream now. Great, great. um but they run off, and he gets untied because who would win? Probably Shadow. I mean, the wife wasn't really doing much with the dagger. She was kind of fumbling around. Um, in his so in the dead husband's version, he both of them just kind of bail. I think because the wife just ended up getting scared, and the well, the spirit medium can channel his spirit and they could duke it out. um the Where was I? Oh my gosh, the bandit uh the bandit unties unties the husband, because like because he was just like, I only wanted to seduce your wife in front of you, and she's gone, she run off, so I have no need for you, and I don't really plan on killing you, which okay. And the husband, like, he feels dishon I don't know, ashamed, dishonored, like he felt helpless, couldn't do anything, so he just ends up taking the dagger and just killing himself. So, and that was his version. And cutting back to the three men in the temple, the traveler just doesn't buy any of it and thinks that everyone's a liar, even the man who initially told him the story, the one who witnessed the murder, and he even accuses him of saying he has a bigger part of this because he knows a whole lot about the details, especially is suspicious of him being the first one to witness it. And so the man in the temple tells the story of what actually happened, because he's been saying this entire time that like him the man in the temple who first witnessed the murder, or not witnessed the murder, he found the body and reported it, has been saying that all three that gave their stories are all liars, similar to how the traveler has been saying. So the witness tells his version of the story that he kept quiet because he just his reasoning just not wanting to be a part of it. and the traveler gives him shit for it. So now they so now they're so now he confesses what happens. That like both all three of them are just like bumbling. Well, not like bumbling, but like the bandit turns out to be bit of very desperate on like very desperate to get to have the wife marry him and leave the husband, but to no avail. And the wife is just weeping, is just sobbing the whole time, um basically trying to get like both men to fight over her. And the husband, he gets freed by the wife, and the wife demands that he fights in her honor. And the husband's like, I'm no it's like, I'm not gonna fight. I'm not gonna fight with you. You kissed him. I'm not gonna um I'm not gonna I'm not gonna fight. I'm not gonna fight for you. You betrayed me. And she goes to the bandit, asks him to fight, and the bandit's like, I didn't want to kill him. I just want to be with you. And so the woman has this like the wife has this kind of mask off moment where she just laughs at their faces, say that they're both not men for fighting for her. And they just end up, and the two men end up duking it out with to the most comical level. Like the first fight they had that's described by the bandit looked awesome. This one feels like it's the kind of fighting where you tell your friends like, listen, I'm gonna wave this stick around. If you come closer, the closer you come to this stick, it's not my fault. Like, it's basically swinging around swords with their eyes closed. Both of them have it looked like both of them have no idea what they're doing. So he tells that story. The bandit ends up killing the husband. The wife runs off scared because she didn't expect him to kill him. It plays off the bandit looking a lot more horrified instead of murderous in his story. And that's how the man in the temple saw it, the witness. And again, the traveler, he's not buying it. He thinks this is a lie as well. The witness begs that he's telling the truth. The traveler doesn't buy it, just not playing it because he just believes that like there's no like decent truth. There's no decent truth. The truth is what, and like the truth is basically what everyone will make, what the people will make of it. And it continue, and there's a little bit further into it. And it kind of, and by the end when the traveler leaves, and it's just like the two guys in the temple. The man that tells the story, I will say he asks for like a specific favor from the second man in the temple. And it is, you're at this point now where the whatever people say now in this story, you just cannot tell if they're like if they're actually lying or they're telling the truth. So it's kind of left up to your interpretation of like how things play out. It's really interesting. It's fascinating. Okay. Whew. Very interesting. Yeah, it's free to watch on YouTube. It's like if you just type Rashomon, Rashomb. Actually, hang on. I could just do this. I'll just type it right here. Rashomon. If you ever get the, if you're interested, free to watch on YouTube. It's about like an hour and a half. It's like 1950. It's all like subbed. Oh no. No, go back to this one. Yes. Okay. Ooh. Do, 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 do. Okay, what time is it? Okay, we got about. I got about a little bit of a half hour before I sign off. Whew. Had a little yap there. That's what happens when you talk about Rashomon. It's just been a yap kind of day. Had an interview. Well, actually, now I think about it, it's just the interview in this. I meant to cook some burgers today before I went to my my closing shift, but forgot to take the burgers out. So now I had to cook up some rice. Where is? Okay. Oh wait, no. I could probably make an expression while I'm at this, cause I think I'm gonna do the line art. I'll probably do the line art tomorrow. I don't know. I'll play. Loki should have had dinner with Jay-Z. Well, Jay-Z's off somewhere else. I don't even know. I don't even think Jay-Z's concerned with having dinner with me. Let's see. Yeah, I need a. But if you choose the dinner over 500K. Not gonna lie, I can use 500K right now. The 500K would be would be pretty helpful. I do want the 500K. I'm fine with that. If you want to go have dinner with JC, you can go for it. But you need the dinner with JC. Why do I need the dinner with JC? I need the 500K more. I need the more. Yeah, you can have the dinner with JC. I take the 5K. You go to dinner with JC, and we're both happy. Yep, I'm sure. Yep. Check, please. Okay. In the reference, I kind of have like her muscles a little bit more defined, so I guess I can just like add the little but I don't know if that matches up with the rest of just. One day you will realize dinner with Jay-Z. I think I'm not too sure about that. 500K. I bet she had dinner with Jay-Z, the wife. She's about like I don't know, like a bit 400 years late to that. Or maybe even like, or the actress, or even like the actress, it would be like, I don't even know. Maybe she may be alive. She may still be alive. I don't know. I would have to check. Quite possibly, she'd be a very old lady. Could be possible. Okay, no, that's not what I wanted. I want to add more detail to this. My stomach is distracting me a little bit, but that's okay. I still got a half hour. Excuse me. I wonder, should I do any details to the gauntlets? I'm also just noticing the arms aren't really, well, the arms are pretty aligned. It's more so the little saber batons. Okay. Okay, not bad. Oh, this is not connecting. I think I'm gonna... She's looking... I mean, her head's a little bit down, but her eyes... Something about the eyes, I'm just not... It's not clicking with me. Maybe it's because it... I think it's because it looks too much like another looks like the eyes of one of the main cast. Well, maybe if I add... Zoom in on that face. Maybe if I just connect them instead of just like... Could get the impression of like eyeliner. I don't want to like... I don't want the same face syndrome. Where where an illustrator just makes the same face when designing characters. It's real. You don't want a case of the same face syndrome. I guess like a little bit of shadow wouldn't... I guess a little bit of shadow doesn't hurt. I take the dinner with JC over the same face syndrome. You know what? Good on you. Oh, you wanna know what's insane? What's insane? I don't know why this made me think of... I don't know why the same face syndrome made me think of this, but... There was this... I was reading... I looked at a short by... One of my favorite... one of my favorite creators, Caroline Kwan, and like there was this. She posted like a YouTube short about like her covering this like story about this TikTok girl um a using AI to make it look like uh one of the care one of the character one of the characters from Stranger Things, Steve, to act like her boyfriend. And I'm just like, this is a whole this is just stan culture has gotten, it's been bad, but like this is a new kind of terrible. And the photos are disgusting. Like you just have to think, because like she's talking about the character, not like the actor. But even so, like that's still not okay. I can't I can't imagine how freaked out that actor must be. Oh, whoops. Crazy. I know. It's like and what's crazier is that someone was like defend one of her friends was like defend was like on her defense because someone called her out saying like this, hey, this is gross, and she's like, listen, she's a fan of the character. And it's like, no fan should act like this. No human being should act like this. Are people really going that route? I mean, Stan culture is like star. I mean, Stan culture. I've never been like into that kind. I don't think growing up I've ever um been interested in like fandoms. I don't know. That's not really something I've really like gone down a rabbit hole on, or like can think of like a certain franchise or like people that I obsess over. I think it's just like fandoms are weird for the most part, even surface level. Um yeah. Yeah. It's been getting bad. Yeah, it's been getting pretty bad lately. I think I think it's just a case. I think again, it's just like a case of just like um people just people just like not having like not having uh like better things to do, or just those who are just like pretty low, just like pretty lonely, and just like rely on this, or just like use this tech to like as like kind of like a surface, not like surface level, but like what's the description I'm looking for? Whoops, didn't mean to erase that. It's like a new level of obsession. And I don't think I've ever been like obsessed over a certain person like that. Disgusting behavior. Okay. I am how am I feeling about this? I got about still 20 minutes. I'm liking the decision I did on the eyes. It does kind of look like she has like eyeshadow. Maybe I can like go a little bit more. I don't know. There's something about characters' faces I just want to stand out. I want it to feel Like there's like they have their own little quirk to it. Very nitpicky about that. I don't want to add like another line underneath because it would just look like she has eye bags underneath. Excuse me. Let me try. Let me try like these like little lashes here. Now I'm just like experimenting. Should I give her a nose ring? Now I want her to have like a little bit more jewel, like just one more piece of jewelry. Do I have any other piece of jewelry on her besides like the like halo on her head? Oh, her cape. She has like a tiny cape. I almost forgot. Yeah, this goes like little royal cape. I keep forgetting about their capes. I don't know why. Oof. Let's see. Okay. I'm gonna add some reflections here. Okay, I don't think I'll be able to get into the line art, but I'll use this to add like some designer choices. Actually, designer choices to like her clothing that I think will add like some substance, and I can like play off. I could play off of this. And I could play off like some of the flourishes with any like future development with like her people, some characteristics. Maybe it's these. Like how I gave like how I gave like how I gave her very thin ankles. She does not skip. She definitely skips leg day. I just realized I accidentally muted your stream a few minutes ago. It's okay. It's okay. I could be pretty. My voice can be pretty annoying. Kidding, kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But the single tear down my cheek is definitely not a joke. It was an accident. I'm gonna eat you. Okay, you don't have to say that, bro. Bro. Yes, I had to say that. You didn't have to. Not really. Um, you know what I can go for tomorrow? I can go for some carbonara. I just want some carbonara. That's all I just want. Um Technically she has like, well, I'll probably let's expand this a little bit. She got like marking this she has like markings on her hand that are like it's like surrounds the hand like kind of like a glove, but like instead of the backhand kind of wrapping all around, it like curves or cuts off just below the knuckles. Kind of like this. You know what? I'm gonna decide every time I describe something, I'm just gonna draw it out. I don't know why I try to like describe it with words. I have a gosh darn pen in my hand, so it's kind of like this. And like the flip it over to the palm, it like covers the whole thing. My eraser's small. That's my pencil. Bigger. Bigger. Better. Clearer. Now I gotta change that back. Okay. Here, this can like imply. This can like be the reflection of like the arm. Like the shadow from the arm. That's reflecting off of this. Time check. Okay. Couple more minutes. I want to possibly add a little bit of this. That's probably unnecessary, but we're gonna roll with it. Yeah, what's tomorrow's plan actually? Tomorrow's plan, I have a day off. I got the day off, so planning on finishing a script and then actually no, not the script. Finishing thumbnail drawings. Then the next day will be the script. Who knows if I'll have a drawing portion in tomorrow's stream, but there is going to be time made for gaming. I like to keep that variety, you know what I mean? All right. Oh, actually, you know what? I need to do some flourishes on the baton savers. So I guess, you know what? Instead of like kind of like a wavy, usually I have like I remember one of the characters I have, her blade is sort of like kind of wavy with like little, as the energy kind of goes. Whereas this one's more like a kind of like a like the little visible see-through end of like a candle. That'd be kind of cool. And then like I'll add some lines here to imply that it's like kind of shimmering. I got like I mean sketching, I wasn't sketching like, yeah, I was gonna be, I didn't think I had any worries going into it with doing it on Clip Studio. I think the real challenge is just like figuring out my what I have to do for shading. I'm constantly changing how I approach shading. Excuse me. Because it's very like air. Normally when I shade, it's very airbrushy. And I think the kind of lighting I want to go for these characters is more somewhat ethereal. That's what the plan. That's what my plan is. But I feel like it's a little too polished. I'm thinking of like kind of like leaning towards maybe something a little more painterly if I try to figure that out. Who knows? Trust the process. We gotta trust the process. And also at some point develop some hotkeys on my keyboard so that I don't have to rely tapping on the screen to switch from my pens and erasers. Okay. Okay, not bad, not bad. Not bad. Hey, okay. I'm feeling good. Hey, I think my stomach is feeling a lot better. Better due to the results of this. I guess I can like real quick for as like a last little touch. I'll add like a little bit of shadow to like the breastplates here. Give it a little bit of definition. You know what, I'll probably add some hatching as well, just to know where the shadows are. Add some hatching to her abs. Her hip bones. And then a little bit around her, deep shadow around her neck. Do I want to shade? Nah. Well, no, I was thinking about shading the back of the cape, but I think it's already getting lit up from the light of the baton sabers. There we go. I like a little bit of like shadow, just to imply. Oh, it's good. Oh, it's so good. Is Kurosawa proud of me yet? There we go. I don't know if he draws. I don't know if he draws. He's mostly a filmmaker, but he did make a little short film about Van Gogh. So maybe he paints. That'll be my headcanon. I'm proud if that means anything. Thank you. Hopefully by tomorrow you might see some final results and then like added, and then you'll see like some of the added facial expressions that I usually do on the side on like the side of these character sheets. There'll be like what was it, like some head turns, 2 or 3 expressions, a small little scene that kind of encapsulates her character in one way, and then like a dynamic action pose. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we got about a couple more minutes left. Is there anything else I'm missing? Kind of want a little, add in like a little reflection shadow there, just to not leave that not leave that side completely devoid of that. Okay. All right. Okay. I probably could have had like, actually we could do it right now. A little bit of reflection, a little bit of shadow to her tiara, if you can call it that. Her tiara crown. There's a little thing in here that I missed. There we go. Okay. All right. I'll stop it there. I think that's good. Yeah. This is nice. Let me turn off the opaque layer. Yeah, that's nice. That's beautiful. Beautiful. I gotta group. How do I group all these again? No, go back mouse. Can I just Nope. Can I guess I could just create a folder and like drag and drop them in. Okay, that one's not in. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I want like the sketches inside one folder. Final sketch. W copper pickaxe. It's gonna be silver. It's gonna quickly turn diamond by the time I'm done with this tomorrow. Off stream, you'll see this. Off stream, it'll be turning from silver to gold and then show off the diamond. Okay. That's gonna be it. That's gonna be it for me. A little quick stream. Tomorrow I'll be back. A little bit. Don't know how early. But probably just before I finish eating dinner tomorrow, and then I'll show off what I'll have done, and then we'll play a little game. All right. Till then, thank you for watching. VOD watchers, like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.